Hey Dave, first, what's the plan for Mitch White today?
So considering that he's had a couple days off, I think the 40 to 60 pitch would be kind of the range, and just go out there and, like I always say, go as hard as you can for as long as you can, and we'll have people behind you. But I feel good with where Mitch is at. He's a starter, started games, coming off two scoreless innings in San Francisco, so I feel good where he's at.
And you had mentioned last night that there may be a few roster moves in the bullpen. Have you decided on any of those just?
We haven't. We're still in the midst of talking through it. We're going to have a couple, two or three roster moves here coming up shortly.
And I know Max Scherzer has arrived. How was your time that you got to have with him today? If you got any, and really just seeing him in Dodger blue?
It's really surreal. I know people use that word too often, but just seeing him in our clubhouse on the home side, it's I'm only used to seeing him in all-star games. So it's really great. He's excited. His family will be en route shortly. We just kind of talked about his bullpen tomorrow, housing, potentially where they're going to land in Los Angeles, and just he was kind of getting familiar with his teammates. So very exciting.
And last one from me with Cody Bellinger. Obviously, he's been struggling a little bit offensively, but how he's been performing defensively, running the bases, and everything else. What does that say about the type of player that he is?
Well, it just speaks to how good he is and talented to not be swinging the bat, but to still have a lot of value to be in the lineup. And you mentioned the base running, the defense in center field. And also, I think it just speaks to growth, because no one likes to struggle. No one wants to. But to compartmentalize and not take your offense to the defense shows maturity. And that's what Cody's done.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Dave Assay.
Hey, Dave, you had mentioned this week that Kershaw is going to be pitching tomorrow at Camelback Ranch. Is that still the case?
You know what, Dave? I wish I had that definitive answer. I think that we're going to get through today and see where he's at tomorrow to see if that plan stays as is. So I can't confirm that. That's our plan. But until he does it and feels good, then I just can't confirm it.
Is everything okay with him?
It's fine. It just doesn't feel, there's still some residual soreness. So I think what just smart is, if there is going into tomorrow, then to push it back. So there's no hard date for him to have to throw tomorrow. So we're just kind of leaving it in his and the training staff's hands.
So fair to say that the aim for next Saturday may be pushed back a little bit?
I think we'll know more after tomorrow, So again, the main thing with Clayton is to get him back so he stays back for the duration of the season and through the postseason. So right now there's no hard date or deadline right now.
Okay. And Mookie had said there were some discussions about him maybe playing the infield, but you guys have decided to go to the outfield. Is that the case moving forward?
Well, I think the great thing is that he feels that he can be active and be healthy enough to play. How I put together having the option to play second base, I think is certainly a good thing. I'll look at how we come at it today. I think Max has a lot to do with it as far as how he's feeling. But the optionality of having Mookie either at second base or right field going forward, I think is certainly helpful.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, have to follow up on Kershaw there. When you say residual soreness, is this just the normal thing from a 3-inning sim game, or specific to the elbow forearm?
That's what it is from the sim game he had in San Francisco.
Okay, so not a setback or
no, not a setback, but it's kind of, if we want to continue to move forward, we want the soreness we would like it to be, not an issue.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead, Eric.
Dave, I guess this is semi-related to Kershaw, but I was wondering, given the off days, this coming week and then I guess next Monday, are there plans to have David Price available in the bullpen, or you kind of have to wait and see if he'll need to start next weekend?
I think that's really good thought. I think tomorrow to have David available out of the pen is something we're probably is what's going to happen.
Thank you.
Yep.
Questions for Bobby and Arlea, go ahead.
Hey, Dave, I know you said you were going to sort of talk to Tony and see how he's feeling. Is there any concern now that, I mean, a day afterwards, that they're maybe he's pitching through some stuff that he shouldn't be pitching through, or?
It's a thought. He feels it's just kind of like he alluded to yesterday is everyone around him, training staff, strength and conditioning. Everyone's doing the best they can to keep him feeling strong. And he's not in a situation where he's going to harm himself. It's just more of a comfort, strength sort of thing. So with that, he's got the normal day one soreness. So we'll see. We still got to make a decision, because if we don't feel that he can make the next start and feel strong and to be able to go through it, then we got to discuss it, which we're currently kind of talking through.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Last one's for Mike DiGiovanna, go ahead.
Well, that was my next question, Dave. If one of your roster moves was going to involve Tony today.
It's a part of the equation, and I don't know right now ultimately how that's going to end up, Mike. But talking to Tony and the training staff and just trying to figure out what's best for him, most important, short term, long term, and also what's best for the Dodgers. So we're kind of talking through it before we have to make a decision.